Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel. So it has been a while since my last video, but as promised, I wanted to do a fitness update Q&A because I posted that picture when I lost, is it 95 pounds-ish? And I was so close to my goal, which was to lose 100 pounds, that I just wanted to wait. And so that already happened about a week and a half ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago. But I have been pretty busy. As you know, you guys probably already heard that excuse a million times. But it is finally happening today. I have some time today. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do. It's Mimi.loves2shop, and of course I also made a fitness Instagram. I'll link both accounts right here below. That way you can, a lot of people, I wasn't sure if people were interested in, say, my fitness journey, so I made a separate account just to post like random things on there. I share some meals and of course progress photos. As you guys know, about 10 months ago, well, almost 11 months, it's gonna be 11 months this month of April, and I have lost a little bit over 100 pounds. Before my 10th month, I did lose that 100, and 100 wasn't really my goal, but I was so close that I just made it a goal. And there's something about saying that I lost 100 pounds that makes you kind of, wow, like 100 pounds. That's a lot when you think about it. So, but yeah, now I'm working more towards maintenance, and of course, I'm toning up a little bit more. That's my goal as well. So let me, I guess, get started on the questions. And again, these are just the order that I got them. So, when did you realize that there was a problem in your weight, and do you have an ideal weight goal? Okay, so this was asked right when I lost about 93-ish pounds. So when did I realize that I had a weight problem? I have had a weight problem, I guess, almost all my life. Right off the bat, my mom said that I was born one of like the heaviest for her kids. Between my siblings, I was born 9 pounds, and of course, growing up, you know, as kids, I was always the bigger girl, so I was always the tall one, kind of big, always been that way since childhood. There was a period in college where I was working out, and so I did lose a little bit of weight, but it never really stuck. After my second baby, that's when my weight just probably kept going up. I specifically remember, I never really looked at it because I guess I'm tall and my body's pretty proportionate, but I remember, say, in high school when we did like the physical fitness test, and my dance teacher, because I was taking dance, said we, you know, did the weigh in, and I was 180 pounds in high school, which she was surprised because she's like, where is this 180? I don't see it. But yeah, I mean, the scale doesn't lie. I was 180 pounds then. It just probably didn't look like it because, like I said, I was, you know, taller. After my second, and then I was, you know, going up and not going down at all. So, you know, I was easily over 200. If you watched my 65-pound video, I don't think I mentioned my start weight because I was so self-conscious then, and even till now, my heaviest, because that's the only weight I recorded, was 241.2 pounds, and it's still really, I don't know, it's still not I'm still not very comfortable saying it, because again, it didn't look like it, because, you know, I was, yeah, anyway, so I have always, the question was, when did I realize that I've had a weight problem? I realized it pretty much all my life, because I've always been the big girl, and to the point where my family just started telling me, oh hey, you have to start losing weight because you're getting pretty big, this and that, and which they've always said to me, because, you know, they've always said that to me. When they tell, you know, when someone tells you, hey, lose weight, this and that, they can only really say it, what matters most is if you're willing to take the action, because they've said it again all my life, you know, lose weight, this and that, but until I was ready to start putting in the work, then nothing was really gonna happen. But yeah, so, and then, do you have an ideal weight goal? Well, my big goal was just to lose 100 pounds, and I have accomplished that, and currently I'm working on maintenance, so like I mentioned. So do you have an ideal body goal? It would probably be, you know, my current weight, which is about 140, 141. The next question, what keeps you motivated? Food is such a comfort for so many, and oftentimes a great plan can go wrong, so would love to hear your perspective. So my biggest motivation, honestly, is seeing results. I have said this time and time again when people say, oh, I love your determination, you work out every day, this and that, but, well, first of all, I guess what I'm doing isn't boring. Before, when I would, you know, attempt to lose weight, I would only do cardio, and that never really stuck until this time around. I started, you know, mixing cardio and weightlifting, mostly lifting and then cardio, and that one's pretty fun. I kind of fell in love with the process, so yeah, what keeps me motivated is seeing the results, seeing my hard work actually showing, and of course, you know, yeah, just seeing the results. That's probably the number one motivator for me, even just to keep going. It's not a vanity thing, but it's more like, say, when I'm weightlifting and the weight, say the previous weight that I was carrying is starting to get easy, and I have to increase the weights that I'm lifting, then it's my body getting stronger. That's still results. And of course, looking, you know, getting new clothes and cute clothes that actually I'm comfortable in and looks nice. So that's also another motivator. And then food is such a comfort. I completely understand, and that is the greatest thing about macro tracking, which is what I'm doing. Macro tracking, basically, you use an online calculator, put in your information, weight, height, and your activity level, and your goals. I've always set mine to weight loss, and they give you a set macros, which are protein, carbs, and fat, and then you basically follow that. I use MyFitnessPal to track my macros, and basically you can eat whatever you want as long as it fits your macros. And so I'm a dessert lover since I can even remember. So it's nice for me to still be able to enjoy my favorite desserts here and there and track it, and, you know, still get the results that I want. So that is macro tracking, and I highly recommend it. It's not some, you know, like, you don't have to really give up anything except for maybe the amount that you eat. Like, everything in moderation. You could still definitely eat the foods that you love with macro tracking. Did you reach a plateau in your weight loss? If so, what did you do to overcome this? Yes, definitely hit plateaus. I have posted, I think on my story, so it probably already expired, you know, like my weight chart, I guess. When you enter your weight on MyFitnessPal, of course they keep track of it, and you could also make a chart from start to current. And I have hit plateaus here and there. It was pretty common, at least about 1 week or 2 weeks in a month I'll hit a plateau, but it was almost in sync with my period, like time of the month period, so I kind of figured that it was just a cycle and I didn't worry about it too much. The thing though is that I would try to increase my, say, like I said, when I'm weightlifting and it starts to get easy, then I'll increase the weights to keep pushing myself. And yeah, so the plateau is pretty normal. Don't worry about if you hit a plateau. It's normal with the process, and as long as you're still making progress, then that's what really matters. Because if you're just, you know, going down and down, down, there's, I don't know if that's even possible, but yeah, I have hit plateaus here and there. And the way, what I did to overcome was, you know, push myself a little bit more when it comes to, say, the weights that I lift, or yeah, just keep pushing yourself. It's normal, so don't worry about a plateau. You're still looking at the bigger picture. Just look at the bigger picture. This one is, it says, can you make cooking videos about the healthy food you eat? And do you change your food, or you like to stick with the same food since you made you lose weight? So this one, I'm not going to be able to make cooking videos, but because like I mentioned, I am just macro tracking, and what I eat on the day-to-day changes significantly, and I can basically eat what I want within reason. Let me show you what I use, and then of course I'll link like the product, I guess, in the description box. Just to give you guys an idea, I probably cook my meals maybe 1 to 2 times a week. I know, it's just pretty bad. In the beginning I cooked a lot more, but more recently I've been kind of tired of what I was cooking, so I just basically eat what I can, mostly protein, and then I'll sub the carbs for like a salad or vegetables. But yeah, so with macro tracking, all you need really is a food scale like so, and I try to pick, you know, fun scales, and I'll add links in the description box. So this one is my home scale. It's a little bit bigger. And then this is my travel scale. So yeah, and I have one more smaller, like a smallest scale, but that one's a little bit harder to use because the platform thing is so small that sometimes the restaurant's plates won't fit. If you guys didn't know or follow my Instagram, we do eat out a lot, which is pretty bad, I know, but I just had to track what I eat. Even if we're eating out, then I'm good to go. So with macro tracking, all you need is a food scale and your app of choice. There's a couple of them. I just chose MyFitnessPal because it's the account I already made a long time ago, and I like the layout and I got used to it, so I use that. But if you haven't started, it's only really worth it if you get the premium. So if you want to explore a different app and start with that, that's I think Lose It is another app that's pretty popular with macro tracking. So anyway, that's my food scale. This is my home scale. And yeah, so I don't really cook a lot. And in the beginning, I mostly cooked breakfast because that was the easiest thing, so like egg whites. But now I'm kind of in like the anti-egg white phase and would only really eat it if I have to. So currently I'm not cooking all that much. Do you change your food, or do you like to stick with the same food? Yeah, like I mentioned, I pretty much eat different foods every day as long as I track it to the best of my abilities. And how do you curb cravings for things you shouldn't have? I'm a major sugar addict and I can't kick it. So with me, personally, I don't know how it was in the beginning, but currently, I still have a sweet tooth. I love desserts, and every time we eat out, I'm always thinking about what's for dessert. If I have room in my macros, then I'll have it. If not, then as much as possible as I won't start eating it, because the thing with my sugar cravings is that if I eat even just a little bit of, say, the dessert that I want, I will start to crave more, and I really don't want that to happen. But of course it has happened. I'm only human. I have desserts here and there as long as it fits my macros, or even if it's over, because I'm not perfect, I have went over my macros. And yeah, just, don't deprive yourself for too long, because it's just gonna get worse. If you're craving for something, what I learned is that if you're craving for a specific thing, fulfill it right away, because otherwise you are gonna look for things to satisfy it, and then it's never gonna get satisfied until you have that thing you crave, and then you just ate all those other bad things to compensate. But really, you were looking for a specific thing, just go get it. What I try to do is I'll get it and then get over it, and then work harder the next day. What kind of quick meals did you make? It's hard to find time to make a full meal sometimes, and eating out isn't always the best idea. Do you have any go-to meals you relied on for those extra busy or lazy days? So for breakfast, before I religiously made egg whites with spinach and maybe some breakfast meat like bacon, sausage, or even cold cut ham and turkey. For lunch, I kind of had to switch it out a little bit. Something easy. Ground beef was always easy to cook, and then I'll have it with some salad or vegetables. Or I know that eating out isn't the best idea, but yeah, we do still eat out pretty much at least more than half the week, or maybe even 3 out of the 7 days. What type of meals do you usually make? Do you eat the same thing usually, or have a variety of meals? So this is one thing that I get asked a lot as well, is if I meal prep, and the answer is no, I don't. With macro tracking, you're pretty open to what you can eat. I just track it and I'm good. So I don't like to eat the same things maybe more than 2 or 3 times a week. So as much as possible, we'll eat something different every day, and just track it as much as possible. Protein, I'll increase my protein, less carbs, okay amount of fat. Okay, this one. Thank you for sharing with us. I'd like to hear your thoughts on 2 questions. How do you handle alcohol if you're a drinker? And do you think your weight loss will be sustainable for the long term, so permanently, considering all you have to do and measure each day? Okay, so the first question, how do I handle alcohol? I am not a drinker. I've never really been. I think probably my favorite drink is one of those frozen margaritas you can get in Vegas, and those don't really, it's mostly sugar. So yeah, not really a drinker. I'm sorry, I can't help you there, but I think there's like an equation how you can track drinks, and you could also use the MyFitnessPal to track drinks. So I did have, say, a sangria on Easter. Then what I did was I measured, the wine glass completely, took my sip to taste it, and to have a little bit, and then I weighed it again, and whatever was negative, then that's what I tracked. I'm not really a huge drinker, so it's not something that I can help you with, but hopefully there's a lot of information online on how you could track drinks if you're interested in macro tracking. And do you think your weight loss will be sustainable for the long term or permanently, considering all you have to do and measure each day? So measuring has already been part of my routine for roughly 10 months. There was a time when I was just guesstimating it. So, the size of your palm is 3 ounces for protein. This is like a cup. So when we ate out, I just guesstimated. Now though, since I have this pretty cute travel scale, then I have been bringing it with me. I'm also trying to be compliant with my macros because I'm trying to see how much I could increase my calories to without, gaining too much weight. Currently I'm about at 1800 calories a day, mostly protein and then less carbs and medium fats. And do you think it'll be sustainable for the long term permanently? So if if you get tired of weighing or bringing a scale this small and this cute, then you could always just guesstimate. I have done that in the past when I just guesstimated things and it was still showing results. It's not precise measuring, so you're not really quite sure how much you're eating, but it still did the job for me, and you're really looking more about long term. So just after you get over the initial I have to measure everything, it's really, really easy and doesn't take that long. So I feel like I can and I will sustain this. So right now I'm working on maintenance, and eventually maybe I could even get rid of the scale, but I have become so like OCD when it comes to tracking things. Not everything, but I just, as much as possible, I want to see how much protein I'm eating, so it's mostly that, and I want to see my macros. Do you have cheat days? Oh girl, if you see my diary, not necessarily my MyFitnessPal, because I don't, sometimes if I'll have like a cheat meal, then I won't track everything. I know I should have stuck with just tracking everything even though it was a cheat, but if you see like my agenda where I keep my record of things like where we ate out or what we ate for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then at the end I'll put cheat day. I probably have had countless cheat days. It's not consistent like same day of the week, because sometimes I just my cheat days are when the opportunity comes up. So I do have cheat days, I still do, and honestly even just last week I think I had a cheat week, because we were in Vegas, my son's birthday, my sister's baby shower, and then we went to Santa Clara, and Santa Clara was pretty okay. I was good after the first day. So yeah, I do have cheat days, sometimes even a cheat week. So, and there's there's a lot of requests for exercise tutorials, so some easy exercise tutorials for a lazy girl, and what do you eat in a day video. So what I eat in a day, like I mentioned, varies, but exercise videos take a little bit more time because if you don't follow me on Instagram, I have been working out at 5 in the morning now until around 7-ish. Well, I try to leave my house at 5, but I try to finish it as quickly as I can because I do have to get home and get ready for my son's school. So there's not really any wiggle room for me to, record myself, which would require me to bring a tripod or ask someone else to record me because, yeah. I'll eventually get to that. Hopefully, if it's like I could get a day or a week off that doesn't involve us going out of town, then I could probably do that. I'll make it a goal to make a workout week video with you guys since I do different things every day. I have 2 days of legs, shoulders, back, and then the rest are cardio days. So there's also a question, what helped you most, exercise versus diet or both? I would definitely have to say both, but they also really complement each other. So once you start exercising, for me at least, I also wanted to, when I started exercising and macro tracking, I actually started macro tracking first, and then I did the exercise. But they complement each other because if you're working so hard at the gym, you really want to complement it with a better diet or better choice of food, or even just lesser food intake. So I feel like both really just go hand in hand. When people ask me what's your secret, there's really no secret. Diet and exercise together, it works. How tall are you and what is your current weight? So I am 5'7", which is about 170 centimeters. And my current weight is about today I was 140.4, 140.4. So right around, I would consider this my plateau, but really my goal was just to lose 100 pounds. So I guess my maintenance weight is 140-ish, so right around the 100-pound loss from when I started. So, and then there's asking for recommendations for gear to get us motivated. So with the scales, I'm gonna link those, but I don't want this to be like an infomercial, but I do use these two things on the regular. This is not a waist trainer because a waist trainer is more like a corset and apparently really hurts. I haven't tried it. This is a neoprene waist trimmer. So that's the official name for it when you search on Amazon, waist trimmer, or I can link them down below. This is from Sweet Sweat, and I have used this for a majority of my 10-month workout routine, I guess. And they recently came out with a Sweet Sweat coconut. I started using the original first, but the coconut smells so good. It's like a dessert. So now I only really want to get the coconut because the other one it doesn't have a smell, but you'd rather have a sweet smelling Sweet Sweat. And I use both regularly. Honestly, when we were in Santa Clara, I forgot my waist trimmer, and thank God for Amazon same-day delivery. I ordered one and picked it up from the Whole Foods, and that's probably why you saw me at Whole Foods picking up an Amazon package. I ordered one of these because I forgot, and they sell this at 24 Hour Fitness as well, where my gym, but when I went at 5, their pro shop would still be closed, so it was I went on Friday and their pro shop was still closed at 5 a.m. So I ordered it and picked it up at the Amazon locker because I left mine here. But yeah, it is not, I just love how when I take it off, the sweat on my tummy area, I should probably, so basically, of course, you wear it under your clothing, and you know, you wear it on your waist. And then I just love that when I take it off, you could see the sweat dripping off your body because it's, you know, rubber inside. And so I love it. I don't know how effective it actually is, but I just love seeing that sweat roll, slide off my body the minute I take it off. So, and I know because it's, you know, rubber and against your skin, then it really stimulates, I guess, the sweat glands. But I love those two things. I have used it religiously. I'd like to say since almost the beginning, maybe a couple months into it. So yeah, and then other gear in my gym bag. I should probably grab my gym bag. So I have grabbed my gym bag because it probably makes more sense. But this is my current gym bag, and it's nothing fancy or anything. I picked this up when we went to Portland, Nike employee store. I was using my Chanel duffel for a little bit, but didn't really want to set it down on the floor when I needed to. So I always looked for like somewhere to hang it, and I was like, that's getting too much work. So I'm saving that for not the gym. But anyway, what's in my gym bag? Of course, my AirPods, and then really I guess what matters most is what equipment materials I use. So let me grab that. I have, of course, my weightlifting gloves. They help a lot, with, especially with calluses. So if you look at my hands, it doesn't look like I lift weights because I always use gloves. Otherwise, I think there was a time when I didn't, and it just, you start to get calluses here and it hurts. So get gloves if you're going to do weightlifting. I'm going to link all the products in the description box. I'm sorry if you're not interested, but if you are, then feel free to click them. I also have my IPR Fitness kickbacks. Use this on the cables for, you know, cable kickbacks for leg days. And I have brought this everywhere. We went to Mexico, I brought it, Portland, Santa Clara, and multiple times in Vegas. Just so you're not stuck not doing your usual workout because you don't have the attachments. Some gyms don't. Some gyms do, but I just like to have my own. And these are the Pro kickbacks, I believe. I have tried the non-pro. It doesn't have this closure, and I just feel like this is more secure, so I like it a little bit better than the non-pro version. And then of course I have some resistance bands. I know they're mostly pink, but hey, if you could pick a color for gym things, why not let it be pink? Because it's badass. And then I also have just different resistance bands. These are all different weights. The lighter ones I use for shoulders when it's like shoulder day, and then the heavier ones I use for leg day. I could show these things when I attempt to make an exercise video. So this one I got from Target, and these are from Amazon. So I'll link those below. And then that's about it. Inside here is just a second pair of gloves that I have. So in case I forgot the other one. But those stay in my bag permanently, and so there's no excuse for me not, you know, to skip something because I forgot it. Okay, moving on. The next question. Could you please share some tips on how to get how to start and stay motivated along with your eating and workout. How much cardio, weight training, how many pounds you lift, and how often, what time of the day do you work out, your food diary. Did you have any insecurities working out at the gym when you started? That was quite a few questions in there, but I feel like I've answered some of them with the previous questions. But did I have insecurities, working? Yes, of course. I was, 241 pounds, and I started working out with my two sisters who were already pretty fit. So when we did lifting in front of the mirror, I was pretty self-conscious, but it was just in my head, probably mostly. And now, though, because the people who are at the gym are basically the same people, especially if you go around the same time. And now, though, they compliment me, that I look different and this and that. So it's also pretty rewarding and also probably pretty motivating to see that with consistency at the gym, then you do see results. You just have to keep at it, because I know in the beginning when I started, there was also kind of like, a skinny guy who was trying to build muscle, and now though when I see him, I also see the results, and he's now pretty muscular. So I wasn't the only one getting results at the gym. Not that I thought that, but I'm just thinking that it's probably nice to see when you see the results of the same people who have been at it, for a couple of months. And how much cardio? So weight training, I do 4 days of weight training, and that is 2 days of legs, but spread out. So I do legs, shoulders, and then I do Wednesday Zumbas, and then back, legs. And then I left out the weekends for cardio just because I could do cardio at home, or if I choose to do it at the gym. So weight training, how many pounds you lift and how often? The weight is definitely just dependent on you. So what you can lift and what you can do. In the beginning, of course, I started with lower weights and then gradually increasing it to now. It really just depends on the person. So test out what you can lift, and if it's comfortable enough for you to increase it, then go ahead and increase it. If not, then stay there for a little bit, and then of course your body's going to get stronger with the more you do it. The cardio, I have 3 days of just straight cardio. I do 1 day of Zumba, and the other 2 days are pretty open, so I'll either do Zumba at home, I'll do spin, or if I'm just at home, or Zumba and spin is probably my main cardio choices, mostly because I have a spinner at home, and then the Zumba is because I love the Zumba instructor and it's really fun for me. And then weightlifting, I do about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. If it's like a leg day, the legs just take a little bit longer to do. Shoulders, probably 50 minutes. And then back an hour. It's just now though, because in the beginning it did take longer. So now, though, that's the average time that I'm doing at the gym. And then to stay motivated, it's just, seeing the results. That is the one thing, that is my one motivation, I think, because your hard work is actually paying off and you can see it. So it's not, you can see the results that you're working on. So that's been my biggest motivator. And then to starting is probably the hardest, but I believe that starting is just all up to you. Like I mentioned, my family has been telling me all my life basically to, lose weight, this and that, but until I was ready to put in the work, then nothing was going to happen. They could say lose weight all you want, but until I wanted to do something about it. Of course I did, but you know, until I was willing to do something about it, then nothing was going to happen. So really your biggest motivator is yourself. So think about that and work towards the goals that you want to achieve. That sounded too cliche, but it works. And I like to work out in the mornings because to get, like, you know, get it over with, and then you could have the rest of your day open. That's my thinking. And then at the end of the day, you don't really want to be, I mean, it works for some people, so I guess it really just depends. But personally, if I had to put off my workout at the end of the day, I'm more likely to skip it because I'm already tired or this and that. And yeah, it's just, for me, morning workouts work the best, and I'm gonna stick to that morning workout routine for some time. This is a lifestyle, so as much as, like, every single day, if I can, then I will stick to my morning workouts. And so this one, again, have you hit a plateau? Yes, I already answered this question. Plateaus are normal, so don't be scared of them. And don't worry if you hit them, because just keep pushing yourself. Okay. How long and how many times in one day do you work out? Also, do you allow yourself rest days? And how many days of the week do you work out? Hit a plateau, and do workout drink shakes help for weight loss and workouts? So I only really work out once a day. As much as possible, I'll try to finish my workout in the mornings, like mentioned. And do you allow myself rest days? I did for my last rest day, because actually someone asked me yesterday. My last rest day, I wrote it down on my agenda. October 1st was my last, well, my current last day of rest day. And then I have kept up with my workout routine ever since. My only rest days before was mostly because we were traveling. And when I got home, you know, I was already pretty tired. So I didn't want to, not that I didn't want to work out, but just time constraints. So I did have my last rest day so far on October 1st of 2017. And I haven't had one since. How many days of the week do you work out? So every single day since October 1st. And do shakes help with weight loss or workouts? I only honestly started using shakes very recently. I never really had a protein shake in my life before I started, maybe in January, I'd like to say. I purchased protein powder because the time between my breakfast and lunch was too close, that I didn't really want to eat a heavy breakfast. So I just had protein shake for breakfast, because that was also around the time that I got sick of egg whites. And then too close to lunch. So I don't know how beneficial they are, but they are helpful because it helps me increase my protein without feeling too full. And it's also not too bad on the calories if you really want to think of like a calorie point, but I'm mostly after for protein and it's not too heavy. So, and the last question is mostly, it's a little bit repetitive as well, so I'd love to hear what motivated yourself to start and what you found most effective. So the motivation, it really just comes from yourself. So if you really want to achieve it, then you can do it, because like I mentioned, you know, my family telling me, hey, you're getting pretty big, start to lose weight. It's really not up to them. It was really just up to me. And my biggest motivator was because I wanted to be fit all my life, and I have achieved it, you know, here and there, but never like this. So currently I feel like this is the lightest I've ever been in my adult life, and my fittest, I'd like to say, because I was never really like, I could, it's probably really weird to show you, but you know, I have muscles showing now, and my quads are pretty strong. And I've never really known those things could, you know, show up on me because I only did cardio before. But now, since I lift as well, and I think that really helped me keep up with this, because weightlifting is pretty fun and it has gotten me excited to work out. I actually look forward to my workouts because of weightlifting, and yeah, I just started to love it. So, and then of course the results, you know, you love it more. And what you found most effective. So weightlifting, definitely, I highly recommend it. If you don't have any health issues, you know, try weightlifting, and it's a game changer. I honestly love it. And then, yeah, I think that was the last question. Anyway, I don't know how organized this video will be, but hopefully it's to the point where it is helpful to you and whatnot. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!